apprentice, and having already qualified for the playoffs, they're in a very good position. They'll want to try and reinforce that tonight with an important game. Of course, and that's important. Of course, it's the Chocolatines, which is a pain au chocolat, and that's a nickname that is for a pain au chocolat, of course, and they're on tour, so there you go. But they seriously want to get themselves back onto the pedestal and play against the big boys in the top 14. UBB, they're looking to play in the playoffs. They don't get there very often.
No, and I think they do have the weapons to do well in the playoff this year, and you know, we were talking about it 2 or 3 weeks ago and on a Sunday night game, and Bordeaux really did appear like they were a team in form. They're enjoying their rugby. You know, you only have to look at the likes of Damien Pinot and see the enjoyment he gets out of being creative, being inspirational to his teammates around him, and they just need to get him the ball, but also he goes looking for it as well, and that's the same with Biel Biret at fullback. I think that's a great choice. He does go looking for work, looking to, when he's on the wing, get off his wing and go and find the ball and offer himself up, and that's invaluable for the big forwards doing the work, that they see the backs working hard as well to get opportunities.
The reverse fixture was Stade Francais managed to beat Bordeaux down in the southwest of France. It finished 26-30. It was a Stéphane Ahmed interception there. He's now playing for Montauban, but a wonderful victory there back in January. And that, you know, that basically underlines just how well this Stade Francais team has performed this season. For the first time in over 10 weeks, they've lost their place at the top of the table, and that's only because they lost those 2 games and conceded 90 points. That was very unlike this Stade Francais team that had been put together by Laurent Labitte and Karim Ghazal, working really hard, and for the first time Toulouse at the top of the table. So now it's time for Paris. Stade Francais up against Union Bordeaux Begles here at Jean Bouin. Round 24 of the top 14, a massive showdown. It's second against third here in this wonderfully tightly contested French top 14.
Alors, j'ai plus de micro aussi.
Well, we'll have a minute's applause for the loss of the giant of French rugby who passed away earlier this week, Lucien Mias. He was a revolutionary in the back line. They called him Dr. Pack, 92 years of age, an outspoken, very smart, intelligent doctor who led France, of course, in that tour in South Africa on the other side of the millennium, of course, and well, he passed away this week.
Je vous remercie de lui réserver 1 minute d'applaudissement. Merci beaucoup.
It's a fantastic scenario, just seeing this. You know, everybody pays respect to the legends of the game. This is rugby, of course, and this is what it's all about. Benoit Rousselet, he hasn't got a 1970s bit of tape around his head, you know, just going off disco dancing. This is all about having a camera, just because of monitoring. I think that sometimes they do that, and why not? Pourquoi pas? So let's get busy, let's get down to action, and of course it is Mathieu Jalibert, French international, will get this game underway on this hybrid surface here in southwestern Paris. Union Bordeaux Begles playing in white, of course the boys in pink, we know who they are, as Giovanni Habel-Kufner takes the ball up to the 22. Rory Cocotte, an interesting player to bring into the fold, to have him start. Brad Weber, of course, is on the bench. High ball kicked into the hands of Bielbiaré. First time playing at 15. Good start for him. French international. Oh, look at that. Look at the big boys around him, and he still manages to salvage possession. Look who gets the ball out. And a drive forward there. Look who getting the ball out. Jalabert. Big charge coming in from that man. And a very present Vergne. A little bit of spillage, but it went backwards. Diaby makes it safe. Luku, Jalabert, Big Bento Mifuna, nicely done. Ever dangerous Moefana. Two wonderful players in the midfield, of course, with Tapuai, Moefana. Charge this time coming from Bastien Vergne. It's possession very much for Union Bordeaux Begles. Well, he asked if he could go and get it, but he was told not to. There's Moefana getting the ball out. Hit coming in on Damien Penaud. He's not going to go further than that. Cyril Cazot. UBB will be happy about this. Yannick Brou will be happy, of course. Look at it. Big charge from Laterad, the 28-year-old hooker. Still got the advantage. Jalabert hits it up, and it's taken there by Rory Cocotte. Penalty for UBB. They'll logically kick for the points. What's your call on that? You know, we saw that Benoit Rousselet was telling Cocotte, no, you can't go for it. He insisted because it's Rory Cocotte, and then finally the referee pinged him.
Well, I think more the infringement was Luku getting pulled across to the other side, which enabled Cocotte to look for the opportunity. Here you go, you see a halfback getting pulled in, you can't do that. So there's the penalty, that's logical. The referee trying to allow the game to go on. It's been a very fluid start, you know. I don't know whether it's encouraging for Bordeaux or a bit dangerous in that they've moved the ball a lot. It's great for everybody to get a touch of the ball early. However, if you start trying to play too much rather than sort of vary it with little kicks and whatnot, you can play into the hands of a defence if they keep holding you out.
See how the Stade Francais defence holds up tonight. Best defence in the top 14. There's Luku. Oh, he can't bring it around, or can he? It's gone just to the right of the posts, and first miss for Luku. Brewer, former Toulousain, of course, went down to South Africa, and that was after he coached Bayonne, and enjoying a bit of time down in the southwest this time with Union Bordeaux Begles. Big ambitions, of course, with Laurent Marty, the man in charge. There's Laurent Labitte, of course, the man who is pulling the strings at Paris. Part of the French setup before with Karim Ghezal and Fabien Galtier. Lester Etienne tries to get up. It's picked up there by Alou Emile. This time Stade Francais. Charge coming in from Ivaldi. A little bit of possession. It's a good little jinky run there from Jeremy Ward, the South African. Segons. Joe Marchant. Nicely done by Ward, the South African, very strong with the arms, making sure that the pass was going to its destination. Rory Cocotte this time. Nicely done by Segons. Going around the outside is Hamdaoui. Great tackle, very strong tackle there coming in from that man Tapuai. Pizzetti, and there's a little bit of knock-on, and it will be a scrum for Stade Francais. Rory Cocotte busy as usual.
Well, that was a crucial tackle from Ben Tapuai because Stade Francais had really done well to create themselves some space. They're normally probably more an individual talent, kind of an attacking team, you know, relying on one person bludgeoning away or breaking through, but they've managed to really do that well and set up the space here. And look at the chase from Tapuai as he just drags the attack in. And if he hadn't made that, there was real try-scoring opportunity, of course.
Macalou was just on the outside. Thomas Lombard next to Laurent Marty. You've got Macalou on the outside. You've also got Lester Etienne, two good players who can definitely finish off a phase of play. from that distance. Rory Cocotte feeds the ball into the scrum. Off the back, Habel Kufner. Leo Barry. Leo Barry trying to get him, wriggle him, take himself out of that Diaby tackle. Taken forward wonderfully there by Hirigoyen. Cocotte. Oh, spillage coming from Bersenti. And it will be a scrum for Union Bordeaux Begles.
They did well off the first phase, Stade Francais, to get over the advantage line here, but here's the thing, it just doesn't look quite clinical. Yes, there was defence up in their face, but like I said, that it's a lot more relying on individual talents with their attack, and the more phases they do, the more opportunity there is for a little mistake like that, where I don't think Bordeaux will make the same mistakes. I'm not trying to ring the toll the bell yet for Stade Francais by any means, but you can see the difference in fluency when you see it, Bordeaux attacking with the ball.
Luku. Reminded by Cocotte that he's in his shadow. Jalabert with the clearance. Little tap on the back. Fine kick. Barry picks it up. Barry's going to run into a little bit of traffic. This is really nicely done. You know, he shows and then goes. Cocotte takes it forward, and Valdi head down. Ben Tomefuna has made the turnover. I think that is absolutely clinical there from the big man, but there's a knock-on. A little bit unlucky there because Ben Tomefuna, he's absolutely on top of it. He makes the turnover. He's made 10 turnovers this season already.
He did well here. There was a good hit went in as well, and they managed to push the cleaner off the ball, Bordeaux, and Ben Tomefuna, once he gets over there, he's a hard man to shift. And he did well to steal that. There it is here. And you also see Kane Douglas may have been a little bit lucky there, diving over off his feet. So perhaps both teams a little lucky, but Bordeaux, you would have thought, deserved that turnover.
He's great work. He's such a great asset. Here we go. Here's that wonderful camera. Cocotte, blindside, nicely done, good opportunity. Lester Etienne, he gets snagged though. Look at that for a hit from Tamway. Does well to release the ball. It's been picked up by Jemery Ward, tries to keep it alive. Cocotte into the hands of that man, Paul Gabriel. The big man drives into Boniface. Chip over the top, comes off the chest, and Jalabert kicks it forward. If it comes off the chest, if it's off the legs, that's okay. If it's off the head, it's okay.
Yeah, chest is fine. He got his arms right out of the way. I think from about the elbow forward is what is considered to constitute a knock on. Interesting decision there. Nobody really knew that was going on, so there wasn't a chaser, but it got a pretty nasty bounce for Jalabert, and he managed it pretty well in the end there. Hands out of the way. There were questions from the Stade Francais players whether it actually kicked that from outside the 22, but it was clear there his plant foot was on or inside the 22.
Valdi. UBB picking up possession. Ooh, he's given the ball to Tamway. Mandosh. Wonderful spin into the tackle, but couldn't get himself free. Good hands, very good hands. Good opportunity here. This is wonderful. Biel-Biarré, he's got Peno outside of him. Does he need him? Running into the Stade Francais defence. Big clear out there coming in from that man, Moefana. They go again. Jalabert. Oh, Ben Tomefuna. Crashing and smashing into Pesenti. Look who gets the ball out. They've got numbers. They've definitely got numbers. It's going to go. Surely it's going to go. It's in the corner. That's a great score from Ben Tapuai. Teasing, tormenting the Stade Francais defence before crashing over, knowing that the gap was opening up. That's a great score for Union Bordeaux Begles, who take first blood here in Paris.
Some very, very subtle skills there from Bordeaux. Exciting. This man got to stretch his legs, which is always great to see. A lot to unpack. Beautiful from Jalibert here. Look at the delay of the pass. Then he threads the ball to Tapawai, holds on to it, the offload.
Haut du Rose, en direct, ça semble au bus, mais on aimerait contrôler. En tout cas, le toucher à terre est légal et bon. Donc pas de souci pour accorder l'essai.
Grounding of the ball is fine. That's the try will be awarded. We're just looking at a high tackle here from this man here, Lester Etienne.
I think it's on Bielbiere, isn't it, when he chops back in. He did well to control the ball, and so did Bordeaux to maintain possession there. But then there was a big hit. It's not this one. This is the big hit. Oh, that's hurt both. Well, it hasn't hurt Ben Tamifuna. He's got a bit of padding. Boy, oh boy. Oh, gee. If that shoulder hasn't popped out, then it's doing better than most.
But I mean,
I reckon it's reasonably fair, isn't it?
How can you wrap around Ben Tamifuna?
No, and the contact, he's got his arms open.
No, but his right arm is there.
Yeah.
He has a will look at the head contact here, the shoulder head.
I think it's gone shoulder to shoulder. It's definitely not a shoulder charge because he was looking to wrap his arms. Even though he didn't end up getting them round, he's got an open arm there ready.
What's the...
For me, there's nothing in it. He's done himself more damage anyway.
Absolutely.
Hugo, est-ce que tu peux prévenir le gars de la com que la caméra là c'est trop gênant, donc je vais l'enlever.
He's going to take the camera off because it's just getting in the way. He says, Monsieur Rousselet, I totally understand.
I wondered that at the start. God, what a pain.
They used to have the chest cams before. It's Luku kicking the penalty, and the flag stayed down and unable to get the extras.
Arrêt du temps.
Really thought they may have blown it then, Bordeaux, because they got a couple of front runners out wide who ran almost the blocking lines and almost got in the way. They could have almost been done for obstruction, and it was unnecessary. They had the numbers out there, just had to go through the hands. Eventually, Tapawai made a good fist of it getting across the line, but they almost did their best to blow it, Bordeaux. We're going to have to monitor that shoulder, though. My goodness, that was crunch.
I mean, the thing is that, you know, they were... The Stade Francais were in two minds of where they were going to go, and by the time the Tapawai had decided that he was going to go, he was literally a metre away from the try line. So his that ever dangerous man on the wing, Maros Tambwe. And this is well played for Stade Francais if they can take advantage. Valdi picks it up. Can he get a little bit of extra support outside of the 22? They go blindside this time. Alo Emile, oh my word. Get out of my way, Mr. Kane Douglas. Cocotte, change of direction. Here's Leo Barry. Waits. He's a sneaky player, isn't he? That wasn't a good pass to Habel Kufner, though. And it's been picked up. A rare kick from Hugo Boniface, but it's a pretty good one. See where the bounce goes. Picked up by Hamdawi. Oh, my word. Penno knocks him down to the ground. And then the rumbling arrival of the UBB players. Bielbiere picking it up. Big charge coming in there. And it's Tatsafu. They got the advantage as well now. Let's see where this is going to go. Jalibert kicks into the corner. Is he being picked up? Oh, that is so close there for that man, Maros Tambwe. They've got a penalty.
Oh, desperately unlucky for Tambwe. That was so close, and good vision from Jalibert. What a hit from Damien Pinot that led to the turnover. Bordeaux quick to swoop on that. A little bit rattled perhaps at the moment. Stade Francais, they'll be happy to get away with this with 3 points here. Here's the kick and chase, as you say. Boniface, he's doing well to chase it as well, not just put the kick in. The hit from Pinot. And he did well to go straight over the top. The support players came in. Here's this kick that just missed for Tambwe, who was home and hosed with the speed that he'd got around his marker.
Well, this time the kick is good from Jalibert, and they move 8 points ahead. What a very strong start here from Union Bordeaux Begles. Just very slick in the way they play their rugby. You can see that Stade Francais been shaken up, having conceded 90 points on the road to Clermont and Toulouse. Honestly, they were not good outings for the men in pink, and Gang Gazelle, he'll know that, and this is why they need to just make sure that, one, their defence is good, and then two, they take advantage of their possessions, but not look shaky when they're actually moving forward.
Jouez-le!
Luku Sends it over the other side of the paint and into enemy territory.
They need to keep putting pressure on. They need to keep attacking Bordeaux, keep scoring points, because they'll be well aware that just a matter of weeks ago, Bayonne was in a similar position when they came up to Stade Jean-Bouin, and took off to a lead, and Stade Francais just ended up grinding them down. The crowd came more and more into the game. That can so easily happen. So they're far from comfortable here, Bordeaux.
It's a little deft chip over the top, nicely done. The options are there, pass the ball out to the right. That should have gone out to the right. There were two players waiting to take the pass. Anyway, they keep on going. Oh, it's all opened up. That is pretty impressive. Oh my word, Rory Cocotte with a one-man show, his second try this season for the 37-year-old, showing the youngsters how to do it.
Yes, I think he was probably pretty aware that that ball should have gone, but anyway, you make split-second decisions. Joe Marchand did so well to come through with the ball, and you know, it's easy sitting and watching where we are here to think, yeah, that should have gone, and yes, of course, in hindsight, it should have. But a lot of things go through your head when you got the ball like this. Joe Marchand through, he had that split moment to give it. He maybe thought Lupin was going to wait a little bit longer and hold off, but here's Cocotte from the next phase, going right into that same spot where he felt there was a weakness and it could have gone previously. And 37-year-old legs early in the game, though, they've still got something in them.
Well, that was such an important score, wasn't it? The fact that he saw Ben Tomefunu and thought, right, I'm going to try and get past the big man, of course, but if he gets me, you know, I'm going to be grounded.
Well, you don't run straight at him. And in saying that, there's a fair bit to go around as well. So it was quite a long run he had to go on just to get through the gap. And Tomefunu gave it his best. But once he was beaten, no one else was there to cover.
Joris Segons.
For the charge down too, Big Ben.
Gotta go for it. Well, that was the dink over the top there. Marchand picking it up, of course. I like this. So aware, isn't he? He's so aware of what he's doing, you know, and everybody's looking to thinking that he's going to just get the pass out.
Ne bougez pas. Merci.
Clearance kick. Bielbiaré picks it up in his own half, around the outside, steering himself away from danger. Finds a gap, goes down at the halfway line. Luku. Jalabert just dumps it into the hands of Moefane. Just gets snagged. That's great tackling there from Havel Kufner. Luku. Boniface. He's playing inside centre again, I think, or outside centre with oh, it's just a little bit of spillage there, and Jalabert trying to snap at it, maybe moving it a little bit too quickly. You know, at those moments, you really need a bit of composure.
Yeah, well, I think he did see the opportunity. It was good play from Ben Tomefunu. Of course, defence sees a big man like that get the ball. They're going to stop. They're going to get themselves prepared for the contact, and he just shifted it on nicely. Jalabert knew he had Pinot looming up on his inside, and I think he just got a little bit of ahead of himself, which is very easily done. But they really look potent when they're moving that ball, Bordeaux, at the moment. Like I said before, though, Stade Francais will just hang in there, work their way off the crowd's passion as well, and just stick around in the game and probably end stronger. They'd back themselves to end stronger every game, I'm sure, particularly teams coming to Jean-Bouin.
Rare scrum in the first 17 minutes of this encounter as Cocotte gets it out. Segons, missed pass, and that's gone down into the corner. Bielbiarré's there, easily collects and easily commits to the kick. Clearance.
Yes, but a good gain from Stade Francais. Just moving it out, just those couple of long passes. What that does is has the effect of bringing the open side winger right up, because he's got to get up in the defensive line, pushing the fullback across. No real option there. If you get a good kick down deep, there's no real option except to find touch. And the gain from Stade Francais has been probably, what, 20, 30 metres, and they get possession.
Gabriel. Support players there. Charging through this time is that man Hirigoyen.
Frustration there from Stade Francais. They were well in control of that ball, but just probably did it a little bit too well down the blind side and got isolated. Stade Francais, which led to the attack on the ball by Bordeaux. Habel Kufner just going almost too well, getting forward.
That's a pretty good kick, isn't it? Just into the 22 of the Stade Francais. And there's Hirigoyen. So that was the moment. Just got his hands on it. That was enough for the referee to actually blow his whistle, and very frustrating, as you said, for Stade Francais.
It was a really good first clean or first arrival at the breakdown from Bordeaux there. I didn't see who it was, but they got right underneath the Stade Francais cleaner, and very, very tough at that point to move someone if you can't get underneath them.
Well, Laterad goes long and it's been picked up by Ivaldi. Down the line, Marchand, Hamdawi, and Leo Barry. And the ball's spilled out of the hands. That's surely a knock-on. No. Maybe he claims he went backwards. In any case, tackle there on Pesenti. Let's see how Stade Francais going to use this. Kick goes up. Hamdawi's chasing. That's a good tackle as well. Very well chased. And Bielbiarré's in a bit of trouble there. King Douglas, Boniface.
Non, lâchez, lâchez.
Luku with his clearance in his own half. Now they're going to get it out wide. Lots of time, Leo Barry, to look up and provide his team with something. That's straight into the hands of the fullback. Just up towards the halfway line.
Here's this take from Guerre when he collected Hamdawi at the same time. Perfect timing.
But head-on-head collision. Do you see the head? They're hitting his cheek. That's why he's pointing to the blood. It was a good. The timing was good, but head collision. He doesn't mind a bit of head collision, does he? King Douglas, 31 capped Wallaby, of course. Tatafu with the touch. Luku getting faulted there with a big hit coming in. It goes out wide. High pass, and Pano unable to get the ball across, but it's a forward pass.
It was probably right at the limit of trying to protest that it was momentum that took that ball forward. I think there's quite a lot of inconsistency around this, the way referees see it as well. So players do seem to be getting used to taking a little bit more liberty. That's that beautiful ball before that led to the try from Jalibert to Tapuai, the run from Biere. Before they spread it across, and Tapuai eventually going over. There are those two runners I talked about before, but in the end, nothing can be said to have assisted Ben Tapuai other than his own speed and strength.
But the moment that you actually have a player like Damian Penaud, you know, you find yourself in a very good position. There you go, there's the 4 extra players here. Penaud's coming out on the outside, of course, and it just opens up. As we can see, Sekalou follows Penaud because we know he's a serial try scorer, and afterwards the boulevard's there. It's been the scrum for this UBB team that just got carted around. Good strong drive and push there from the Allo Emile brothers and Ivaldi in the middle. And a penalty going Stade Francais' way. Segons one of the fine parts of his artillery is this kick. He hits it so high. If it's accurate, then he can just slam it into the corner. Just on the edge of the 22.
Might have been wanting a little bit more there. Probably not a real attacking threat.
Mathieu Blanc, former hooker for Stade Francais, of course, during the golden era. Working in television now, but
Also working around hospitality too. He did a lot of work in the World Cup. I thought there might have been 3 of them. Saw him everywhere. Yeah, the call there was, I think, on the Bordeaux front row lifting up. Wouldn't have been Ben Tamifuna. It was across the other side, probably with Boniface, which is why he was shaking his head running back.
Penny Asidakawanga has come on to replace Hamdawi, who's got a little bit of a cut to that left eye. Nicely taken. Perfectly taken there from Gabriel. Cocotte gets it out. Oh, that's a little break. Marchand takes the pass, but unable to just break loose. Cocotte goes again. He's such a sniper, sneaking his way between UBB defenders. 6 meters out. Patience is a virtue. Gabriel brought down by Kane Douglas. Alou Emile just arcs around the outside. Doesn't gain too much distance. Charge coming in once again from Hirigoyen. Diaby tries to steal the ball. Pavel Kufna with a bit of supports that man. Makalu getting closer towards the try line. It's fallen free. Cocotte gets it out. There's an opportunity here. Oh, it's just opened up. Brilliantly done. Segons is the man. Second try for Stade Francais. But what a beautiful piece of skullduggery, sneaking his way through, as everybody thought that it was going to go out wide.
Just too much pressure for Bordeaux to handle there. And it looked very, very easy in the finish, but the work all came in early from the clean line-out take through to surge after surge. Good break or half break from the midfield. Ward's little pass to Marchand got them on the front foot. They kept going, and then just too tough for big Kane Douglas to get out and link with the outside defenders, and Segon running into a big hole. Good team try from Stade Francais. Nothing too flashy, just relentless. Go forward, and the pressure on the Bordeaux defence.
Stark contrast to what they tried to produce against Clermont and Stade Toulousain. Of course, it didn't help with the player that left the field against Clermont, but the scenario a little bit different here tonight. The extras are good for Segons, 14 points to 8. They move ahead for the very first time. Big hit there coming in, and that was excellent from Penaud. He comes up so quick, doesn't he? He scores a try every 54 minutes, Damien Penaud. Oh, spillage, you've got to be careful. Did it go backwards? Well, it's been picked up by Hamdawi, who's back on the pitch. There's a Leo Barry clearance who does really well and kicks it up to the 22. That was very close, very dangerous.
Yeah, not what Stade Francais really wanted. They just wanted a clean exit there. They've scored 2 tries and 14 points in a row, and they've just worked their way back into the match, and it's been one-way traffic in the last 15 minutes through possession and territory. The last thing they need is unforced errors like that.
Player in front of the player who caught the ball, and you just can't do that. That's something that they'll be a little bit frustrated with, of course. You know, whoever takes the ball, you've got to make sure that you're on the right side so that the defensive team has got access to the player who takes the ball before he hits the deck, and then afterwards you can swim for it.
Yeah, it's a question of attention to detail and discipline, of course. Managed to keep that in, Pinot.
Well, that is quite impressive there from Pinot. I thought that he was actually in on the wrong side of the line, but super smart play there from Luku. Jalibert from Pinot, I mean, ball coming out, opportunity, Mofana. Oh, a sneaky little play comes off the foot. Manos Tambwe spins, needs a little bit of support, has it with Mofana. Luku picks it up. Now they go moving. Charge coming through this time from that man, Laterad. Luku, Jalibert, Bento Mifuna stays on his feet, finally goes down. Moses Elo-Emile bringing him down. Jalibert this time. Mofana, wonderful pass into the hands of the ever-present Bastien Vergne. Inching closer and closer towards the 5-meter line. Here's Diaby. Good strong charge there coming in from that man as well. Nice pass, surely if it comes out, they've got players. And that is just a knock-on from Jalibert. And it will be a scrub for Stade Francais. Major frustration and a concern with the big man, Bento Mifuna, down on the ground with a bit of an injury.
Well, once again, it was fairly easily read that Big Ben Tamifuna was lining up a run. He came off a lot better last time. Here's this catch from Pinot. It's an absurd rule, but that is the rule. So long as you land in the field and you weren't touching the ground outside the line, you can do that, but it's crazy. Anyway, a little bit fortuitous there for Bordeaux as well, as they came flying upfield through Tambwe. And the big run eventually from Tamifuna. This time he's come off second best because they lined him up, and there have been some good physical hits coming in from Stade Francais in the last few minutes. Golden opportunity squandered by Bordeaux. That one there, I'm surprised actually. Jalibert's got really good awareness, good presence of mind to read the defence and adjust his pass. And I thought he might have thrown that ball behind Kane Douglas. Very, very easy to see from the angle that we had, Robbie, of course. But yep, he's normally pretty good at identifying those chances and hitting the right player.
It's just a question regarding, players of the modern era and players from, just a few years ago when you were playing.
Not that long ago.
I haven't set that up very well, have I? The chocolatine on tour that people are back. What about the backs spinning into tackles? Was that something that happened in the past?
No, not so much. You just taught to sort of run forward, but yeah, just to avoid the strong hits that players get so much. There's good pressure coming on from Bordeaux, but that'll, I think, result in a 22 dropout, not a goal line for Stade Francais. But yeah, I think it's just a result of the dominant hits that are so prevalent these days. And that just trying to get any kind of way to deflect that hit, bounce around it so you don't take a square shot from a defender, that it's, any means necessary, really.
Well, they've moved it quickly. Sekou Makalu is taking the ball up. It's Rory Cocotte. He's on the ground. You've got to release the tackle player. And, it's been taken out. That's going to be a penalty for Stade Francais, because you release the player when his body is on the ground, when there's anything lower than the knee on the ground, and that was the case there.
Sometimes hard for the tacklers to know. I'm not trying to make excuses for anyone, but there didn't seem to be a lot of loud communication from the referee there. And I think it was... Who was in there making the tackle? Was it Diab? No, was it Tambwe in there making the tackle? I suspect he probably didn't hear the call.
But
he can't be sure
you shouldn't wait for the referees to call.
I guess sometimes they're not sure if knees have touched the ground, and they're still fighting for the ball until they sort of get told otherwise. It's worked in Stade Francais' favour though, and you're right. There's got to be a point where players have got to let the ball carrier go.
I mean, you would have done it in your heyday, right?
I certainly wouldn't have been there in the first place. I was very quick to let the ball carrier go. I'd let him go right through the line. That's why I was loved by opposition crowds. Contribute to the spectacle.
Keeping everybody happy, eh? Here's Ivaldi. Ivaldi is a little touch. It's been swatted down, but it's been picked up and taken forward there by Bastien Vergne, who's had a fantastic game, the former Colomiers player. 16th start tonight. Big high kick. Pitched high up into the sky. Wonderful take there from that man, Barry, who's been very strong. He's on the ground. It's a penalty. Well, dragged across the ground, unable to release the ball. I think there was a couple of things that you could pick up on that defensive play.
Almost looked like he was saying that Ben Tupperware didn't roll away as the tackler. But yeah, A little bit unlucky, perhaps, Bordeaux, but there are moments like that where, you know, you can make a difference by really choosing your moments, picking your battles of when you think there is a realistic chance rather than go for everything. But it was fairly good play there at the end. Just illegal.
Just illegal.
Only problem
Just
there.
illegal. 14-8, 2 tries to 1. Well, we got 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Stade Francais looking a lot more, just looking a little bit sharper compared to the last 2 outings. The Clermont debacle, and then of course the embarrassment down in Toulouse. It's Macalou takes the ball forward. He won't let go of it. He needs a little bit of support. There's Verne who's been just caught on the wrong side there, but no pink tackle is another problem with Tatafu. Needs to be careful. You need to get out of there. Nicely done. Little change of direction, but they're all back into the heavy traffic. There you go. Cocotte. Paul Emile. Dealing with Laterad. Is Cocotte once again trying to shift it out. The touch was not perfect there by Merchant, and couldn't ship it out wide and into the hands of his teammate Hamdawi.
It was good taking the line out from Macalou, and they looked like they were just setting up the maul, and he burst through the middle there. They are a lot better. They're looking a lot more dangerous, Stade Francais, when they are just direct, when they are just physical and bruising.
Oh, that's a pick-up. That is Evaldi if he can get a good angle. He tries to get past Luku. Ball comes out. That's a knock-on.
Oui, mais c'est un hors-jeu accidentel. Vous touchez la balle et il est touché par un rose.
He got away with one a couple of minutes ago, Cocotte. I thought the same thing happened, although less conspicuous. Luck ran out on this occasion. It's a long way to work out now for Bordeaux, sorry.
The line out was absolutely awful.
Yeah, it's
right over the top. I mean, Evaldi will take that every day of the week. Look at that. You need to get the call right. Macalou probably got in the way of Kane Douglas, of course, who was the jumper on that occasion. And then afterwards, you know, it spooks a hooker when you see a player going up for the same, you know, for the same ball at the same time.
Well, when you've had a dearth of possession like Bordeaux has in the last 10, 15 minutes, that you really can't afford to be giving up those opportunities just to secure possession and use the ball.
Tatafu off the back, the Japanese international. Wow, that's just, he's just decked. Jeremy Ward shakes his head, gets back up, a little bit shaken and very stirred. Here's Jalibert. Well, that could have been an interception for Etienne. It still comes out. Ooh, there's the Butterfingers. The ball is obviously a little bit greasy as Maros Tambwe goes on a little bit of a wander. Ball spills out of his hands. And we'll go back to the original knock-on. It's going to be a scrum for UBB.
I think it might be a bit sweaty actually at the ball. We saw before with Rory Cocotte, he was drenched. Obviously for the halfbacks, they're moving around a lot, chasing every single breakdown, as we see this great run from Tatafu over the top of Ward. The problem with sweat versus normal rain or water on the ball is that sweat's quite oily and it sticks to the ball and does make it generally a lot more slippery. So you see here Tambwe even juggling it.
Well, temperature just 18 degrees around about 7 o'clock this evening, so it hasn't changed too much. You've got a packed out stadium as well, and you've got thunderstorms that are potentially, so high humidity. It all combines.
Partly artificial grass too, isn't it? Which normally has it feels a lot hotter than regular grass.
Luku, Jalibert goes down the line. Biel Biarre, here's Mofana, gets it out into the hands. Oh, Peno, as it kicks off the leg. Hamdawi is Luku trying to cover, and he does really well. Picks up by Jalibert. He gets flanked there by Ward. The ball's been picked up by Hamdawi. Hamdawi bounces off a player. Where's he going to go? Where are you going, Mr. Hamdawi? Well, he finally enters a cul-de-sac with a seconds. Little kick down into the corner. That's a smart little piece of play. There was a bit of fragmentation out wide, but there again, he's looking at his back line saying, oh, maybe he should have gone out wide.
Well, he just didn't want to get caught behind the line, did he, Segon? This one before, this was the kick from Pinot, which came off that educated left knee of Hamdawi. Luku did pretty well to clean this up, and Jalibert looked lightly, but I think Segon might have got a call just after he kicked that gave him a solution, which is why he was just disappointed in himself. It wasn't a wrong option.
This time the line out's better there with Douglas dealing with it. Tatafu picks it up, and then we have that man Moafana taking the ball forward. Tapway. Luka will just slam it into touch, potentially, or not. And now he looks at the option of getting it out to Barry, but I think they're just going to bide their time and wait for everybody to get back into position. Stade Francais move closer to a place in the top six, of course, if they get a win out here tonight. Well, no, they're already in the top six, but closer to one of the top 4 spots, guaranteed. What you want to do is try and finish in the top 2, of course. They won't reel in Toulouse at the top, who've got a 7-point lead, but they're 4 points ahead of UBB. That's great work from Tatafu. Look at what he does. Gets over the tackle player exceptionally well, and he is just a difficult man to shift when he's down there.
Yeah, and he had the attention of 2 attacking support players, and he managed to stay on his feet while they both went off their feet, which was the problem. If they'd managed to contact Tatafu and stay on their feet, then presumably a ruck would have been called, and he can no longer use his hands anyway. But the fact that they were off their feet meant that he had the rights on the ball, and he did it very, very well. Finally, Bordeaux get another chance down the Stade Francais end. They really caught a disaster there with the kick for touch, but it's worked out well. And he goes straight over there to Tafu. Weight clearly on his feet, so he wasn't supporting himself on his hands, and just a hard man to shift.
Jean-Baptiste Poux, the scrum coach, happy with that. A nice line out dealt with. Let's see what UBB can do from this. It's been picked up by Latarat at the back. The general, Luku, is there. Peno with a little bit of extra force. They're shifting into gears. They're moving in the right position. Can they ground it? Is it going to be a try? Yeah, I think it's grounded in a big way. Latarat is the man. Romain Latarat, that is fantastic. His 3rd try this season for that man. And what a brilliant team try that was for UBB. And they move up to just 1 point behind Stade Francais before the conversion.
Yeah, great try. Control and continuity were really the key here for Bordeaux. They started moving it off the mark, so it did keep moving. It never got called completely stationary. Pinot came off his wing to help with the forwards with their big effort, but it was Latarat with all the strength at the end. Rory Cocotte knows what that means for Stade Francais. That's a bit of a blow. Going in at 14-8 up would have been really good considering the start they conceded to Bordeaux. Just a little momentum now back with Bordeaux as they go in for their 15-minute break.
Smart move as well from Jalibert and the UBB players to kick for the corner. They could have gone for 3 points, decided not to. And the extras are good as well. And it is Union Bordeaux Begles who move ahead. It's 14 points for Stade Francais and 15 points for Union Bordeaux Begles. We'll have the last kick and the last play before the half-time whistle is heard here at Jean-Bouin. Tatafu takes it cleanly under a bit of pressure, and Luku gets it out. Jalibert kicks it into the stands. 14 for Stade Francais, 15 for Union Bordeaux Begles, and a little well, disappointment there for the second place team here in the top 14, conceding a try at the wire, and we get a reaction from Joris Segon.
Du Stade Français, une grosse première période, beaucoup d'intensité. Qu'est-ce qu'il va falloir faire pour cette équipe du Stade Français pour garder la main?
Il faut gommer un petit peu l'indiscipline. Alors on a vu, on se met 2-3 fois à la faute. Il faut être attentif aussi, Mathieu, là, on joue 2 rapidement. Heureusement que l'arbitre vient, parce que je pense qu'on peut prendre le feu. Après, juste pas trop s'affoler, jouer un petit peu plus dans leur camp, et après continuer comme ça. Il y a 1 point de plus pour eux à la mi-temps, c'est rien, il faut continuer en deuxième période.
Merci beaucoup. Et on enchaîne avec Louis Bielbiarré. Louis, grosse intensité au cours de cette cette première période. Vous reprenez l'avantage sur le gong. Comment justement préserver cet avantage pour les Bordelais en deuxième période?
Comment préserver en continuant ce qu'on fait sur les phases offensives, voilà, en étant un petit peu plus précis, en faisant un peu moins de fautes de main. Et quand on est dans notre camp, un petit peu mieux sortir du camp. Et
merci beaucoup.
And try and play our rugby in their half. To Cast next week, which is a massive encounter for them, and then Toulon at home. Both teams all in the chase for one of the top 6 places. And then for Union Bordeaux Begles, they've got Perpignan away, and Perpignan will want to try and get themselves into the top 6, and then Oyonnax at home. So Oyonnax basically relegated, or soon to be potentially at the bottom of the table. We get the second half underway, and here he goes, that man Maros Tambwe, spinning, pirouetting, diving, flying. He does absolutely everything. Just gets himself out of the 22 on this occasion as Luku sends a searching kick deep down into enemy territory, like you said, Mertz, away from anybody wearing the same colour shirt as himself. Jalibert sees an opportunity, nicely done, ball goes out, opportunities galore. Ben Tapoué gets the ball out. Oh, this is fantastic. Tambwe, Biel Biarré, look at this, barely a minute in. Oh, he nearly went over the line, but that was fantastic from Biel Biarré to finish off what was a wonderful move. Jalibert's vision basically started it off, and this man here, Biel Biarré, finished it. Brilliant stuff from UBB.
Beautiful support play from Bordeaux. I think there's going to be a question mark, a big question mark over that pass from Tapoué that went infield. And if they do review it, I don't think it's going to go in Bordeaux's favour. Just failing to reclaim the ball, Stade Francais. And as you say, Jalibert's vision to set away and the support play. And look at them coming up on the inside. There's Tambwe. That's the ball there that I would have thought would be called forward. Both officials were well placed though, but I still think there were a couple in the first half that got called forward that weren't as bad as this one. Anyway, Bordeaux, support play, as I say, coming through. Biarré, when he gets the ball in that position, you're not going to stop him. Great start to the second half.
Arrêt du temps.
And of course,
on va regarder. Appel vidéo. Eric, le toucher à terre est bon.
Okay, so the grounding of the
la
ball is good.
décision de terrain c'est essai. On aimerait contrôler la dernière passe.
Final pass.
L'avant-dernière.
The penultimate pass.
Pour le cas, on voudrait contrôler l'avant-dernière passe.
He's had plenty of advice from his 30,000 assistant referees sitting in the seats. The question is, of course, whether it went out backwards out of his hand. There's no way. That's gone forward a long way. That never went backwards at all, unfortunately for Ben Tapoué.
It's a tricky one, isn't it?
Décision.
Donc il y a clairement en avant-passe. On est sur les
But that was as good as he could pass with two Stade Francais players who were very much, ready to grasp it and take it away.
He was desperate to take the chance, as was the Bordeaux team, so you can see why he did it. It was just probably never going to be a possible pass.
And what do you do if you can't pass the ball?
Well, I wondered if he might have put a little kick through, but I think there was a little bit of cover there because obviously there was one more pass from Tambwe to draw a defender, so there was some cover there. Kick might have been an option. They still look dangerous, Bordeaux, and Stade Francais has dodged a little bullet there.
Gazelle, former Lyon player. Lyon safe in the top 14 as they beat Racing 2014 on Saturday. They will finish in the lower echelons of the top 14, currently in 12th position, just above Montpellier. Stade Francais on the attack, ball just chucked out and picked up by Merchant. There's the kick coming from that man, Cocotte. He's outside of his 22. Biel Biarré. Barry picks it up. Produces one of a similar kick, and the mark's been made for some reason that only he knows.
Maybe just to have a breather, but I don't think there's any other advantage for taking a mark there. It brings the entire defence up to 10 metres. He's more rushed now with his kick than he would have been if he'd just taken his time. He had a huge angle there. In fact, twice there, Bordeaux had a really big angle that they could have made some more of with a decent
Bourras. There's Romain Bourras, of course, out injured between 4 and 6 weeks. He's got an ankle injury. Nicolas Deporter is the other player who's got a knee injury. Both players out between 4 and 6 weeks, so that's a little bit tricky for them. But they should come back for the end of the season, which will be, a bonus for Yannick Brou. Great player, Bourras, such a good player in the air.
Well, he's been the standout back recently for Bordeaux, and that's saying something with the personnel they've got.
Oh, absolutely. Losing basically the entire back line to the French team during the Six Nations. Here we go then with Stade Francais on the charge. Picked up by Jeremy Ward. He runs into Jalabert. He runs into Mohamed. Then he's has his top pulled over his head.
No.
Cocotte. There's the kick. Now, what was that all about? Because he's going to mark there, and it's just an easy... Strange decision there from Cocotte.
Doesn't seem very coordinated at times from Stade Francais.
Ward still needs to get his jersey back on. No time for that for the moment. High kick. Macalou goes up for it. Flicked back. Tries to get his hands on it. There's a knock on there from Jalabert.
En avant du 15 blanc.
They're just going to keep strangling away, Stade Francais, aren't they? Take their chances if they get presented with them, but other than that, just try and keep bludgeoning Bordeaux and wait for the mistakes to occur from a team that does like to attack, does have an attacking mindset constantly.
Allez, messieurs.
Jeremy Ward, 8 tries this season, player from Port Elizabeth. Nice little moment. Zach Holmes, Jan Lesgorg, and
Flexion.
of course Kolashvili and co watch on.
Lié. Je.
Stade Francais gets taken off the back by Habel Koufner. An opportunity here. Segons gets the ball out. It's shipped out wide as Etienne drives into Jalabert. Mados trying to just fall over him. The ball's been made available for Cocotte once again. Segons get the ball out. Here's Macalou. Tackler Kane Douglas just rolling on top of him. An opportunity here. Ward picks it up. Runs into a little bit of traffic. Nicely done, ball coming out. Well, it's just off the edge. It just wasn't the right pass, was it? Penaud against Barre, that's a big battle. And look how far they've been driven back. That's great defensive play there from Penaud. Macalou. Counter-rucking coming from that man, Diaby. Where's this going to go? Another high kick on the edge of the 22. This time it's a little bit better, and Jalabert takes it, releases it to Luku. Nicely done, Penaud. Oh no, watch out, Penaud's about. Where's he going to go? Inside pass, beautifully done. And taken forward here, Jalabert. Oh, the touch there, and the referee getting in the way a little bit, I think. That's a little bit frustrating for Bastien Vernet.
Well, he's called himself here, Robbie. He's given the scrum to Bordeaux because he has affected Bordeaux possession. So, very unlucky for Bordeaux, but maybe they're lucky in the context of this decision, because I don't think I've ever seen a referee call himself. When the ball hits them, yes, they're obliged to give a scrum to the team in possession. Really well done there by Penaud, because he kept swinging around so that they couldn't get the offload away. Here he goes with plenty of space. Normally pretty dangerous, anything can happen. And Barre trying to get the ball back out to that right side. There you saw it. It's a good call from the referee. I think that's sensible.
That's so fair.
I've never seen it before though, but well
that's
played.
Good. That's just intelligent, okay?
Yep.
Because if he doesn't say that, he's just going to have the team who are like sort of going to be angry against him. And at the same time, I think the Stade Francais players, they knew that he was directly in the path of Bastien Vernet, who could have taken it forward.
I think it's very realistic. At the same time, I think it's a brave call against the home team. So.
But
well
anybody, if you love your rugby, all you want is like sort of fair play, and fair play is important. right?
That's right. You're speaking to a back, though. I mean, I can't speak for the other breed.
Listen, it is what it is, and that's a good call from Benoit Rousselet. Greatly appreciated by the UBB players, of course. They get a scrum. An important scrum this is for UBB. Won their last 3 games, 34-14, La Rochelle last weekend. And then Bayonne away, 34-15. Beating Bayonne down at Jean Daugé. And then 41-7, that crushing defeat over Clermont. And last loss was against Lyon, 27-10, back in March. Luku feeds the ball in, picks it up. They go. Mufana, Penna with a charge there, and Luku picks the ball up. And Jalibert with a cross kick, sneaky. Oh, that's contact in the air. Segons does a great job. Should be a penalty. Can't compete for it up in or get in the way of a player who's got it in his hands. It was clear that it was in his hands. I think that Ven might have just said he should have ducked out of it, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a constructed move. Yeah, I think he needed to pull out of it, absolutely, because I think it had the effect of tackle in the air. But it was a set move. It's an interesting one because they used Pinot off his wing to set up the first phase, and then they send Vergne Taillefer over that far side rather than Pinot. It's interesting use of personnel, but maybe that was part of the deception. Listen, off his wing, they didn't think they'd come back with a kick, perhaps.
Let's use him as a decoy as well, because everybody's going to get sucked into trying to follow Pinot because he's devastatingly good. You've got to monitor and survey him. That's the Ben Tapouai try, came from that, basically.
Jouez-le, neuf!
Cocotte puts one up in the air. Cocotte, 280 appearances for Castres Olympic. Oh, spins out of the hands of Penot. That's forward. Stade Francais will take that.
Offside, I think, yeah.
En avant, Blanc, repris par un joueur.
Well, he's so good in the air, Penot, that he also gets that confidence up to try and free his arms and keep the ball alive, which just turned to custard there for him. That's why I thought, though, if your plan is to construct something where on the second phase you come back and kick the ball towards that sideline that we just saw before, don't you want your best guy in the air, which is probably Pinot, chasing it? So construct something else with the first phase rather than use him up.
I don't know. I mean, you know, Jalibert, he's got a mixed bag of skills, of course. We know his footballing skills are absolutely top-notch. They got sprinting ferociously, back over. But you can understand that. I don't know. You don't know what's going on inside of his mind, but it might be something that they've tried out, has worked in the past in the training field, but not on the pitch. Segons to put Stade Francais ahead once again. He always goes very high. The flags go up, and they're in the best position to see. We hardly see whether it goes over or not from where we're watching, but that's a good kick from Segons.
This is the try at the end of the first half for Bordeaux, where they just wheeled it around, the old rolling maul. So called because you just keep going from around the side, and it means the defensive team can't get a straight hit on you and just keep holding you out directly. Changes starting to be rung for Bordeaux. A couple of the big boys coming off, including Kane Douglas.
And the two hookers are on. You've got Lucas Perez-Blanc to replace Evaldi in the front row, and we've got Maxime Lamotte, the hooker, coming on to replace Romain Laterade, scored that try, as you saw just a couple of moments ago.
Well, that's a really great outcome for Bordeaux off what was a pretty ugly kickoff. Stade Francais unable to control it. It's ricocheted off them into touch, and straight away Bordeaux sweep down onto attack. Pressure on with new personnel on the line out.
There's the confirmation there, Alexandre Ricard. And Pierre Boucheton has come on as well. Nicely taken there by Gabriag. Abramishvili replaces Moses Allo Emile in the front row. That's great work, isn't it? You know, it's like you're not coming in to my backyard on my turf.
They let them have the outside there. You see Joe Marchant just shadowing Tambwe, letting him run across, and when he got the momentum up and they felt they could shove him out, they did so. Smart defence.
Laurent Sempere, former hooker for Stade Francais. Working with Fabien Galtier now, of course, with the French team. High over the top, picked up and neatly dealt with. There's Maxime Lamont. He's got a wonderful ability to stay on his feet and just motor through traffic. Nicely done. Beauchaton. Ball comes out. Jalabert. Oh, it's been flicked back. Opportunities. There's a great opportunity here. Let's see what the kicking game's like. Oh, he's just been knocked off his feet there by Lamont. Couldn't really do much of it. Hirigoyen up against the back, and there's the clearance kick there from Tambwe. Smashed high. Sorry, from Union Bordeaux Begles. Picked up once again. Tambwe.
Uh-oh.
Now they've got an opportunity here. He's cut inside. Makalou will try and get his hands on it. You can't roll like that because Makalou is going to get his hands on it. The referee realised, and they've given the ball back to Stade Francais.
Yes, even though it was done immediately. That was a very clever move from Tatafu, except for the fact he got penalised. But he realised he needed to buy a little bit of time. He knew his support wasn't quite there. He got chopped down, sort of ankle tapped, and he knew he was going to ground without the support there, so he was just trying to buy that time, and it was pretty obvious to the referee as well. So
that's a fantastic kick as well, down into the corner. Look at these fans. This is great to see. Stade Francais. This is the rolling manoeuvre as we saw earlier.
Yeah, look, people will say, oh, it was immediate, it was only one roll, but it was done specifically to take away the opportunity from Stade Francais to steal that ball. So, good call.
Bit unfortunate for that man, Hirigoyen, coming off his knee and going on the left-hand side. As Moafana came back to ghost himself into defensive position. This is good play. And Perez Blanc, well, he's been caught out. He's been snagged. Players need to get out of there. It's illegal. It's illegal. Stade Francais, they're going to get napped for that. That's a penalty for Stade Francais. And quite cynical because he got warned by the referee. I wonder if he's going to go into the pocket. Here we go. Little kick. That's not a great kick. Look at that kick. That was a wonky kick. Well, banana kick. Don't know what it called. But in any case, Jeremy Ward, he's ghosted. He's done the business. How about that? How sneaky was that from Jeremy Ward? Brilliant play. And that is try number 9 for the South African this season. And he stuns the Union Bordeaux Begles defence by sneaking through the gap to score. Try number 3 for Stade Francais to move 7 ahead.
Yeah, Bordeaux really resorted to chasing shadows there for a while after they got put on the back foot from what was a very effective line-out maul. Finally spreading it back wide, side to side. Here's the first one. You're right, the ugly kick taken in by Hamdawi, who did well to control the ball and retain possession. And from here, I think it was Kikot. No, it wasn't either. They sent it wide from Ward, was it? Goes through the fend off and runs into a big hole. I don't think Stade Francais knew where that ball was going, but Bordeaux certainly didn't.
Such an important score for Stade Francais. They found themselves going behind, going into the changing rooms now. They had a try disallowed, of course, because of the forward pass, and now they find themselves, you know, ahead by 7, potentially 9 if Segons can smash this over. It's gone a little bit too far to the right. 22-15. 7 points separate these two.
Time stopped, and looks like Big Ben Tamefuna trudging towards the sideline. Shifts over. Sounded also like that Tupperware might be coming off as well? Or are they talking to? No, there's Jerry Ward staying on, so I think Bordeaux's lost Tupperware as well.
They've already got 2 backs on the bench. There's Roussati, who's come on. Uberti is one of them. The former Grenoble player. And they've also got Paul Abadi, who will, of course, come on to replace Maxime Lucu. It's going to be a scrum for UBB.
I want to use Beat Samu pretty soon, I think, as well, because he's one of those players that can produce magic. He ranges wide like a back, like a centre, really, but can hit hard like the back rower that he is. Bonus position here for Bordeaux. But Uberti, if it is Uberti who is on, yeah, he's been in really, really good form as well. Not dissimilar in terms of his gait and his long hair at the back to Deporter, certainly before his haircut.
Well, they love the mullets, don't they?
Yeah.
The mullet thing has just become, big even in France now, not just in New Zealand.
Right about our 3rd or 4th round of it, I think, in New Zealand. It's called fashionable again.
You know what they say about things, they go round in circles. Fashion goes round in circles, mates. You know all about that, living in Paris.
I don't care what they call a mullet, fashionable or what. Ugly's ugly, isn't it? And I should know.
Well, this is it's good to see, isn't it? Honestly, the fact is that Stade Francais, they've gone through some really interesting times, some fascinating times. We've also been down in the doldrums for the different seasons. But it was good. It'd be good to see the golden era come back, of course, because to see a packed house at Jean-Bouin, we don't see it that often. This is great to see. As Lucu gets the ball out, it's been shifted out into the hands of Mofana. Mofana gets caught up. Good tackling there. Look at Rory Cocotte, just making life very complicated for the Bordeaux backs. Taken forward, charge this time from Cyril Cazot. Lucu digs. Boniface this time. No jackling opportunities available. This is a better move. Oh, he just couldn't get his hands on it. And spillage from Penaud. Got taken out of the equation there. Good defensive play from Stade Francais. They are a complicated team to play against defensively, aren't they?
Well, once again, though, it's Jalibert who's doing so well to just time his pass. You watch here the delay, waiting for the opportunity. The pass might have been a little bit low in the end. Penaud might have, no, not low, but certainly not up around chest height like he may have been expecting. Blown opportunity, and they know it.
It's just the way that they read openings, they see things, they glare. You talked about Pete Samu coming on to replace the Japanese Tongan, originally Tatafu, of course. Samu will add a lot of, he'll create a few more sparks. There's Dakawanga's come on for Etienne as well. So we've got some big boys on the pitch. Who replacing big boys?
Boniface gone.
Taufa's come on to replace him. Tormakino. 145 kilos, so...
ce chiffre, mesdames, messieurs, ce soir, nous sommes 19 118 supporters!
There they go, 19,118 supporters, and that's great. That's great for Stade Francais.
Did I see that all top 14 games were guichet fermé, sold out this weekend?
Absolutely.
A lot of the Pro D2 as well. They just played their final round on Friday night as well, so that's got to crunch playoff time too, and very, very strong competition. If you haven't had a chance to get across and watch some of this rugby in France, top 14 or Pro D2, definitely advise it.
Yeah, come over and check it out. It's fantastic. It really is. And some of the teams in the Pro D2, even going down to Federal 1, they're getting big crowds as well. It's wonderful to see. It's big business over here, but it's also a passion that is growing and growing. We absolutely love it. That's great work. That is from Union Bordeaux Begles, but there is a knock-on. 20 minutes to go, a 7-point difference here. Stade Francais in a pretty good position, but this is far from over. We know that this is a tight tussle between the two teams who are in second and third position. Stade Francais 71 points. If it stays like this, there's Morgan Power, of course, the the backs coach, of course. And Bordeaux Begles on 63 if it finishes like this, of course, with Toulouse at the top with three-point lead, 2 games remaining.
A lot of teams below Bordeaux hoping that they do stay there and give them a shot. Racing will be one, Pau and Clermont outside chances as well to make the playoffs.
Nicely done. Jalabert shifts it out. Bielbiaré cuts inside, gets caught up by Hamdaoui, lays him down to rest. Picked up by Luku. Luku. Placement. Tight head prop, Sadi, that's a little break, that is, in a good position by Cyril Cazot. Here's Jalabert. Boucheton this time.
No.
Oh, he didn't manage to pick it up. That is just, he wasn't looking, was he, Moefana? And the opportunity here was Makalou couldn't get this pass out. What a golden opportunity that was. Kick the ball as quickly as you possibly can. Have the chase happen. Moefana just not looking around. You've got to be aware for every single second. Just look at this. Whoa, in the face as well.
Yeah, he may not have realised that Jalibert had it, because I think with Jalibert and the ball in hand, yes, you do. You always keep your eyes peeled because he will find an opportunity if it's there. And again, as you say though, Robbie, that they just lost control. Eyes opened up wide for the try line, but as you say, just a kick going in. Moefana not happy. But the kick going in, there's no bad result comes out of it because you're right down in the 22 anyway.
And Peniasi Dakawanga has got wheels, and he was outside, and all he needed to do was just kick it up, and I'm sure that he would have raced onto that. And we've seen him do that in the top 14 this season, and he's a very quick player, of course, the Fijian. And he scored a few tries already this season, 5 in total. That was a golden opportunity. Nicely done. Tofa with a little touch there. Getting Bordeaux Begles in the midfield. Look who gets it out, Jalabert. It's gone high over the top and picked up by Peno. Peno kicks the ball, but it's a pretty straightforward pick-up and clearance there from Leo Barre. The bounce. And Maros Tambwe around the outside. Oh, he's running. Oh, look at that. Get past your defenders. Still going. Where's he going to go now?
Ground.
It's the deck, yeah. Wild pass. Oh, that's forward, surely. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if the referee will go and check that. We'll see where this goes. That's another forward pass.
Yep.
I wonder if they'll go back to the other one, because first one was about 30 metres upfield. God. I mean,
it's given them an easy out, giving the scrum here, hasn't it, for a forward pass, so they won't want to go back and admit they may not have got it right on the first one. Probably benefited from the fact he did what the French called the schistera, out the back of the hand, but behind him. Here's Tambwe, just playing what's in front of him, the ultimate example. Just kept it alive, finally realised his teammates couldn't get a decent line on their support either. And just a bit of a shame there. They've done this a few times tonight, Bordeaux, wanting to attack at all costs. That was the one that was probably forward, as you say, Robbie. I don't think it'll worry Stade Francais too much. Possession at the moment is the key, and they've got it in the right area of the ground.
Yeah, but look where they are. They're not far outside of the 22. That's nice a much better field position for Stade Francais if they're going to try and go for the kill. But still, second one works. Stade Francais not too concerned because it's still inside of the UBB half.
Joe Marchant's shown he's quite the areas there. Shown he's quite happy with the ball getting spread wide to him. He started a little bit close here, but he may well get that missed pass from Sukun, just giving him a little bit of space to push outwards. There it is.
Oh, it goes back. Well, it's been picked up there. Dakawanga. Look at the pace. Look at him go. The Fijian, Bielbiaré, pulls him down, hauls him down. That's a great challenge, great tackle. The cavalry are a little bit slow to react. And look at this from Union Bordeaux Begles. The ball just clatters and he kept under. It's going to be a penalty because they smothered it, tried to hide it. Great work from UBB. And what a tackle from Bielbiaré. He's about half the size of Dakawanga.
Well, Dakawanga hit that at real pace, and I thought he was gone. I thought Bielbiaré was gone. He turned and chased. That's passion and commitment, and obviously speed. Bordeaux dodge a bullet there, and Bire, the French international, is the one they have to thank. Marchant got the ball, as I say, wide, but he wasn't running wide with it. He was always going straight and looking to distribute, and Dakawanga might have been surprised at the pace with which Bire caught up with him. And then they probably could have been penalised any time in over a 20-second period here, Stade Francais, for holding onto that ball, reclaiming it on the ground as well. They were getting driven off it. Great counter-attack, counter-rucking.
From Roberti with his mullet just driving through. Melekidze on for Paul Aloemil. Georgian, 27-year-old from Tbilisi. You know, 3 Six Nations titles in the B category. Chip over the top, it is. Oh, it's just a knock on there from Penno. Should be yes, the referee was guaranteed to blow the whistle. Oh, it was a penalty because it was picked up by a Bordeaux player after the knock-on.
Well, I think he's calling it. Did he call it a deliberate knock-on there? For Penno tried to take that ball on the run so that he didn't go up with 2 hands and get slowed down taking it and then tackled. He tried to obviously keep his momentum up. I may have it wrong. Did he say that was a deliberate knock-on?
Well, the referee just said he knocked it forward and a player in white picks it up. That's all. So that's all.
Right, just an offside. That's the counter-ruck, obviously, from Bordeaux that gave them the turnover.
Dakawanga just wedging it between his heels, trying to take it through. A little old trick of the trade. This is a good field position. This is for Stade Francais, and 12 and a half to go. If they can extend their lead, then they'll be in a very good position. Lucas Perez Blanc, the 26-year-old, former Biarritz player, finds that man Hirigoyen. Well, there's Makalou. Well, is there a block there from his own teammates? I think so. It's going to be...
Yeah, clever play from Moifana. I think he made that as conspicuous as he possibly could. Wasn't clockwork from Stade Francais. Got a good run on Makalou here, but just a little bit over-eager Stade Francais, getting in one another's way. Plenty of appeals from the Bordeaux players. But lucky. 3 points would have been good there as well for Bordeaux. And I'm sure a try would have been lovely, but just getting past that 7-point buffer as Brad Webber, the New Zealander, comes on for Rory Cocotte, scorer of the first Stade Francais try tonight.
37 years of age, 11 caps, playing for France, of course, born in South Africa. Came in as a medical joker, just a joker for the World Cup, of course, and all of a sudden he finds himself playing some key games. Webber bringing wealth of experience, of course, having played for the All Blacks on 18 occasions. Former Chiefs player. Collapse scrum, UBB, and all of that, you know, all of that fine work from Stade Francais. They've had platforms, they had a few positions, good field position, can't take advantage of it, and UBB get themselves a bit of possession in a good part of the pitch to try and take advantage with just over 10 minutes to go.
Yes, they've wasted a few opportunities tonight, Stade Francais, but they've actually been a lot better than I maybe anticipated they were going to be. Just in terms of their enterprise and standing up to Bordeaux in terms of attacking threats.
Well, there he is, Penno on the attack, good offload as well. And taken forward there by Sadi. Went backwards. Jalabert, can he produce a little bit of that magic? Well, Maxime Lamotte got to take him down early. It's good work at the breakdown. And Luku digs, picks it up into the hands of Pierre Boucheton. Jalabert, nicely done. They got an option here. The kick might not have been the right decision. Oh, he's just been knocked down into touchpad, but it's going to be a line out for UBB. I thought maybe the pass rather than the kick, Mertz.
Yes, I thought when they swung back here, they'd pre-planned a block runner when they did swing back. There he is, you see him in front of the line there, and maybe just through the hands. sometimes very, very underrated by teams because they've planned several phases in advance. They've planned their block runners, their front ball runners, but I think you've got to have the ability to adapt and adjust as you go. And if you've got numbers and if you're on the front foot, there's no need to have that block runners. Just through the hands can be very, very effective using all the numbers at your disposal.
And they ghosted like that and scored the Ben Tapuai try earlier on with that effect picked off by Pete Samu. Big charge. Well, look at the strength of the Australian. And UBB in a good position now. Tofu picks it up. The big man, the big man, the big man. Has he grounded the ball? I'm not too sure. We can't see. It's been held up. Wow, that's a big call from the referee, Benoit Rousselet.
I think the question is going to be, is the ball visible here? I think it's highly unlikely this ball was completely held up the whole time, and Bordeaux was certainly very excited. But I just don't know if we're going to have a camera angle that shows the ball touching the ground here.
La décision terrain, c'est pas essai pour moi.
Referee saying his on-field decision is not a try.
Du Stade Francais sur le porteur du ballon.
Does he have his hands completely crushed underneath so much pressure from the players as he was trying to hold it up? But we're going to go to the TMO.
The camera in the bottom left of your screen there is going to be the one. If he's got a shot of this at ground level, it may be the only way. This might, you're not going to see it from there.
But Ward's underneath it. He's actually taking the player down and he's got his hands on the ball. That is
that's smart play there from Stade Francais. When you get in trouble like this on your line and there's a question over grounding, if you're lying your body down, like we see Chapuis there, that's obscuring the camera view.
Look at Ward. Ward is in a brilliant position. Their hands on the ball. He's not allowing Tomakino Tau for 145 kilos of loose head prop from grounding the ball. That is why they've got the best defense in the top 14. No try. Stade Francais survive and go again. Well, they're using Pete Samu to full effect. What a brilliant player he is, the 2-year-old Australian, the former Brumbies man. Also played for the Crusaders. Gilbert getting the ball out. Cazo's been very effective, and Bastien Vergne as well. Stade Francais holding on for their lives. Again, look at that. They're into the jaws of this Stade Francais defence, not making life easy. They're not getting quick ball that Bordeaux like to have. And look, they're shutting them out. That's another good cover tackle from Handawi on Gilbert. Look who. The kicking game of Jalibert could be the most devastating element that they could use. But look at that, hit back. Look who. He gets snagged. Brad Weber's all over him. Jalibert gets up gingerly.
Jouez-le!
Sadi. Lamotte.
They got very narrow here, Bordeaux.
Is the kick? No, it isn't. Throws the dummy there, Jalibert. Oh, spillage from Cazo, and that's going to be a scrum for Stade Francais. And you know what? All they'll do is take as much time as possible, you know, wave at the fans, you know, stroll over, and just wait patiently until they get in there and set up the scrum. Rory Cocotte, another standout performance, because, you know, he's just a sneaky player, isn't he? Look at this defence.
Well, this is probably the idea Stade Francais had for most of the night, to try and isolate Jalibert. He's a skillful player, as you can see there, but he's been able to thread the ball to his support runners on several occasions. But right there, he got caught. They gave him the opportunity to hold on to the ball. He did so, but the defence came through and took him out.
This man has been sensational. I think he got a little bit hurt, but look at that try that Jeremy Ward scored, of course, very important, and a brilliant score for him to increase his tally to 9 tries this season in the top 14. The South African on top of the world and enjoying the full house tonight here in Jean-Bois. Weber. Oh, it's come out. It's there for the taking. Picked up by Uberti. And all of a sudden they find themselves on the attack rather than defending. Tambwe hit back. Dakawanga getting a hit in. Oh, that's a good ball. And Jalibert just scything through the defence. This is good work from that man. Penno, little kick over the top from the Mohana pass, and I don't know if that's the right decision. Could have been a little bit different. Do you go for the kick? No.
Look, I think you don't want to change the player that Penno is, because he's brilliant and he wants to attack, but perhaps a little patience for anyone is valuable at times as well. So one more phase, if he'd managed to keep that in, they were on the front foot, and could have been better for them.
Long, deep kick picks up by Bielbarret, just over 5 minutes to go. They go again. Here's Samu. Can't find a way through that pink defence, that pink wall. It's good work once again. Chucking the ball out now, danger here. That is the perfect way to tackle a player, and Manos Tambwe can do nothing. Dakawanga outstanding with the hit.
Yeah, that was good from both, really. You could say that Tambwe, you know, that was a mistake, but he had to have a go, I think, as well. He's got the pace, he's used to beating players, but Dakawanga's angle on him was perfect. Gave him no option even to chop back on the inside. So it was almost a foregone conclusion as soon as Tambwe got the ball, unless he'd been able to get a fend on.
Yeah, it is what I call a belt tackle. It really is the perfect place. You know, right in the middle of the body. You make sure that you've got him. You can take the weight and you can throw him, and that's absolutely ideal. I just made that up, by the way, a belt tackle.
Sounded great. You lost me at tackle anyway, so.
Listen, we don't need to go there. I'll protect you. I'll protect you. You know what I mean? We can talk about kicking. It's a lot better. Paul Aberdeen replacing Luku. There he is, the former Ajané. A wily number 9, lots of experience. 22nd game for UBB this season, in first season. Weber gets the ball out, Segons. Oh, that's Maxime Lamotte just getting in his way.
He just got an ankle tap there on Segons as he was trying to hit that ball long. It's always tempting for a fly half. You see one defender come racing out at you, you think, okay, I'll just get past this one, grab an extra, pinch an extra 3 or 4 metres, but also take a bit more time and get a longer kick in.
Arrêt du temps, capitaine.
Blew up in his face a little bit there, unfortunately.
But you get seriously injured with that as well, because you're just extending and you're just about to hit that crisp. He hits it hard, you know. It's like sort of, you know, it's a sledgehammer kick, isn't it? So all of that pressure going in, and then finally there's nothing to hit.
Oh, and he's called it offside as well, so that's 3
points. Go for 3 points. Yannick Bruce says 3. Yeah, I heard Porto from the referee, and they have decided, because that'll make it a 5-point game with 4 points, so they'll get a bonus point.
Yes, and look, they can put pressure on. 3 minutes, anything can happen as well, particularly when you've got the attacking ability of Bordeaux. And, you know, putting all your eggs in one basket, going for the try here with the best possible result being a draw, you can understand why they want the 3. They're also probably conscious of Stade Francais defending the line, getting up the other end, getting 3 points and running them out of a bonus point.
And he's not going to miss from there, is he? Mathieu Jalibert, good kick, and it is 3 points more added to the pile. And 22-18. They try and they win, but they got a bonus point.
Stade Francais just keeps them down this end, don't they? They go long here and they just come up and try and strangle.
There's the kick to the edge of the 22, outside of the 22. Good take there from Bastien Verne. He's been super present here for Union Bordeaux Begles. Kumakalu. There's Abadi with the kick. Well, it goes into the middle. What option are they going to go for? Segons kicks it high. Barry chases outside of the 22. He's tall. He hasn't managed to get his hands on it. They're flicking it back. It's been picked up by Bielbarret, but he meets a couple of Stade Francais players. Abadi kicks again. Don't take any risks. Oh, it's good I mean, it's good play from Union Bordeaux Begles. A little bit like, why are they kicking? But in fact, they just want to protect that bonus point, I get the impression.
Well, I think they know if they get down here that Stade Francais will kick it back and try and play a game of territory. So rather than try and string together 13, 14, 15 phases, every time given the opportunity to lose the ball, take the ground with the kicks and back your kicking game and hope that you can counter-attack off a Stade Francais kick.
Bordeaux Begles could go up to 64 points. Stade Francais 71, 2 games to play. But Paris are in Castres next weekend, and that is not a good place to go in the penultimate round of the top 14. UBB, meanwhile, are at Perpignan, so this, is another tricky place to travel to before their final game at home against Oyonnax. Knock on, not the right time, and this is what it means to Sekou Makalou and the Stade Francais players, because they're on the cusp of victory, but it's not a done deal. Well, it's not the right time to make a little mistake like that, because a little mistake turns into a big one.
Just a few mistakes tonight from Bordeaux to have more ambition. Twice as many knock-ons as Stade Francais as we're seeing in our stats, particularly when they're on attack, and it shows the pressure they're under from this vaunted Stade Francais defence, that just a few too many balls have gone to ground rather than to hand, with Jalibert looping round, etc.
Weber gets it out. Here they go, charging into traffic from the big man Pierre Boudehon. Using the forwards, quite happy to just go into the tackle. Gabriag on this occasion, 10 seconds to go. They just want the win. I think that after having conceded 90 points in the last 2 games that they played, 4 points they'll take every day of the week, but they need to have support players in this. That's great work at the breakdown there from Alexandre Ricard. It's there for the taking. Brad Weber has it. The bells of Notre Dame, and there's your win. It means the world to Stade Francais. They get the victory. They needed it. Wow, that was a tough one, wasn't it? And they know that they came up to it against a team who they could possibly